Hello, good morning, A to Z Sports Nashville. I'm Easton Freeze, and I'm in a good mood this morning. I'm joined by JT Ruhnke, who is apparently in a sour mood this morning. Rare form from JT. Was all hot and bothered about something until he saw that it was Bo Bichette's birthday before we got rolling here. So hopefully we can turn that frown upside down for JT this morning here on
just
the...
for that.
Would you rather spend the money, and I would argue I'd rather do this, would you rather spend the money and sign Alec Pierce, who does a lot of similar things to Carnell Tate?
The guy that's not available, Alec Pierce?
Why is he not available?
I don't even allow it to be an option in my mind. He's a cult.
Are we assuming?
He's a cult.
Smug.
We can talk about that here in a second. We got a lot to talk about this morning. Hope everyone's having a great... What a cold open to the show that was. We've got a big show talking about trades, talking about free agency. There was a big old trade going on yesterday between the Chiefs and the Rams that changes a couple of things for the Titans in both free agency and even potentially in the draft. Titans Cal says he smells the smugness, which is, what does smugness smell like? Let us know in the comments. We'll talk about Alec Pierce because apparently we need to, because of what he went and did on the Up and Adams show yesterday. So we'll get to all of it. Yeah, you can't spell smug without Easton Freeze, apparently. And I don't know how to spell, so I can't even say anything about that, because yesterday I got so mad I forgot the letter S is in my name. Let's just dive into it, JT. Before we get started on all of these things and a potential trade that the Chiefs and the Titans could make that would blow up the entire draft, kind of buried the lead there. Tell the folks what they need to do.
Yeah, welcome in. It's a third string Thursday, a throw it in Thursday, a smug Thursday, whatever you want to call it.
Smug Thursday doesn't ring even a little bit.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing.
It's a bad name.
Just a little peek behind the curtain. The big boss is out fully today, so we can do whatever we want on the show. Austin.
Cat's away. The mice will
yes,
play.
we can do whatever we want today, and that's what we're going to do. So if I want to start the show off with some smug, with some heat, which certainly got the chat going, I can do that. And we needed to set the tempo this morning, and that's exactly what we did. Excited to be here with all of you guys. Good morning, John. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Randy. Good morning, all of you guys here in the chat. Nick, Darius, everyone. Ed Rogers, good to see you. I'm too loud. I'll turn it down, I guess.
Oh, you don't sound too loud to me, but
either way, good to see all of you guys this morning. Before we get started, need a couple of things from you guys. First and foremost, if you're watching over on and Anne, who by the way has returned. She has returned to the trivia lineup. She's making her appearance back from IR today.
Let's go.
We'll definitely need it since me and Austin hit a sub 4.5 on trivia yesterday, which usually means we struggle today, but we have Ann back, so that's going to be a huge boost to our morale here. Good to see all of you guys. Like I was saying, if you're watching over on YouTube, like Ann is, we appreciate you guys watching over there. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, also hit the bell notification so you know exactly when we go live every single weekday morning. If you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate you guys over there. Hit the like button, like the page, share the show with a friend, and get as many Titans fans in here for whatever this draft night trade possibility implication of a trade here this morning. Apparently my mic sucks and I'm too loud. I don't know.
You sound completely normal to me, so I don't
either way.
really
I haven't changed anything.
Am I too quiet, chat? Can I turn myself up? Is that the problem?
I don't know.
Let us know. Let us know while I'm telling everyone.
Oh, that's probably why. That's probably why. My gain was up to like 7,000. So.
Oh, well,
now
it's
better.
You probably sounded blown all the way out. Anyways, let's get it started. Welcome into the A to Z Sports Morning Show. A ridiculous start here live on a Thursday morning. We're live every weekday morning at 8:10 Central Time, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Our links are tweeted out segment by segment on our Twitter feed at ATOZ Sports. So follow us there, and also follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more Titans coverage. Also follow us at the link that I am sending in the chat right now. This link allows you to follow us on Google, which is a thing that you can do. It gets A to Z Sports as a preferred source in front of your search topics more often, so you get to see what you want to see. We get to put our product in front of you. It's a win-win relationship there. All you have to do is click that link and follow us on Google. We also got to thank our sponsors for making the show happen and helping out you all at home, the Bone & Joint Institute, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedics and sports medicine. Check them out at boneandjointtn.org. And Window Nation. Take advantage of February's Buy 4, Get 4, we're now in March. March's new deal, which apparently is not here in the copy. Austin and establish the deal yesterday? Or are we still waiting?
No, it's a secret deal that we'll have to figure it out. But you still should go get those silver-aligned windows.
Well, you know who does know the deal? Window Nation. If you give them a call today, they'll let you know what ridiculous financial offer they have for you, because that's what they do.
Ridiculous.
Up to 0% interest financing for 2 years. I mean, it is pretty ridiculous.
Ridiculously good for you.
Yeah, I mean, you get half the windows you buy from them for free. It's pretty ridiculous to me. Okay. JT, where to begin? Because we have the actual show that's planned, which is talking about the blockbuster trade from yesterday and the trade that could theoretically happen, that everyone in Titans land apparently decided was going to happen yesterday once they saw this trade between the Chiefs and the Rams. Let's just start with the facts. Let's lay out the facts. Yesterday, we saw a rare early March trade that involved a first-round draft pick that did not involve a quarterback.
Yes.
So the Chiefs sent star cornerback, all-pro cornerback, Trent McDuffie to the Rams for, and I didn't put this in here. This is my fault. There was a graphic for it. I'm going to find it here in a second. But it was for the 29th overall pick, a 5th-round pick this year, a 6th-round pick this year, and a 2027 third. Quick on the draw there, JT. So there's the terms of the trade right there. Massive trade. Shocking trade. And the Chiefs are now loaded, and the Rams are sitting around saying, well, the last time we did this, we won a Super Bowl. So it is a win-win, I suppose. My initial reaction to this, JT, was, holy cow, that's expensive. Were you somewhere in that same neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, listen, different players, but it also kind of makes the L'Jarius. Perhaps we treated the L'Jarius Sneed trade a bit too harshly. No, just all jokes aside, it was a massive trade because you're like, okay, they're getting him for a 1st, a 5th, and a 6th. That seems like for a star player, which, by the way, plays a less than ideal, like he plays a position of need for every single team, a very valuable position, but it's like the least valuable of the valuable part of that position, which is nickel, and that's what the Rams needed, right? And so you get the 1st and the 5th and the 6th. You say that's a pretty steep price, and then the 2027 third comes in out of nowhere. And I think this is a win-win for both teams, right? I don't know. The two things that the Rams desperately needed last year. It's essentially a level up from the Roger McCreary trade. The Roger McCreary trade,
essentially, I'd say it's a little bit of a level up. Yeah.
That literally, they said the Roger McCreary trade did not work out for us. It was a big reason why we're not able to get over the hump. And we're just going to go fix that right now. And they do. They have the luxury to do so because of the Falcons' foolishness. It's not like the Rams are mortgaging their entire 1st-round draft capital here, because they do have that Falcons 13th overall pick as well. A 5th, a 6th, 2027 third as well. This is Les Snead's MO, the F them picks type of method that gets them to the Super Bowl. And that's exactly what they're doing here. And then for the Chiefs, right, I think you can call Trent McDuffie a star. He's one of the, if not the top nickel cornerbacks in the league. He was going to get a massive payday from the Kansas City Chiefs or any other team if he did not get
clearly not the
there.
Chiefs, because they didn't.
But he's not going to get there. We'll see if he even
it was going to be someone
signs
else.
An extension here with the Rams. I have a feeling that they won't do that, because much like it was with the Von Miller trade, this is a all-in move, Super Bowl or bust, and they're not looking to retain a guy like Trent McDuffie for the long-term future. He's a guy that now is going to probably make a pretty penny on the open market next year if he does not win this Super Bowl.
No, that's they're gonna sign him, is what we're hearing. The Rams are gonna.
Are they really?
Yeah. So he's cost controlled for $13 million this year on the last year's
Correct.
deal, but the Rams are reportedly planning on just approaching it like a brand new contract. We're just gonna give this guy a big fat one. So I don't know when that's gonna happen.
We'll see what happens there. But for the Chiefs, it once again kind of like what they did with Tyreek Hill. Get off.
It's almost exactly like that. It's like the 90% of the trade. The Tyreek trade was almost identical to this. Like, I think the Tyreek trade was a 1st, a 3rd, a 4th, and a future 3rd, and this is a 1st, a 5th, a 6th, and a future 3rd. Like, it's almost identical, and that's what's funny, right? Because I look these terms came out initially as just like the Chiefs are trading McDuffie for a first-round pick to the Rams. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. A first-round pick for a cornerback. And then it was like, and also a fifth, a sixth, and a future third. And I was like, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know. And the thing that the Rams can say to shut anyone up that says it's too much money is the last time they did this for Jalen Ramsey, they literally won a Super Bowl. And it makes sense with where they're at. They have a team that's on the brink. Matthew Stafford, no idea if he's going to play beyond this upcoming year. Sean McVay, no idea if he's going to coach any longer beyond Matthew Stafford being here. Like, the time is now. I get it. And they are the F them picks team. I think they've like made one first-round pick that actually belonged to them in the last decade. Is it literally just that one, though? 10 years, one pick? Yeah. So, cool, I guess. They don't value picks, whatever. And again, if you win a ring, no one cares. Now, if you go and make a divisional round exit this year, it's going to be like, gah. But, no risk it, no biscuit. For the Chiefs, for their part, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm giddy over this because this gives you an opportunity to do whatever you want to reset your defense primarily, in my opinion, because that defensive roster, the whole roster needs some work, honestly. But the defensive roster in particular needs some renovation. And the last time they did this, they won 2 Super Bowls because they traded Tyreek Hill in his prime, and they got a bunch of picks that then turned into a defense that was a big part of why they won 2 rings. So I guess it's a win-win. The Chiefs are the Rams are allergic to making their own first-round picks. The Chiefs are allergic to paying young cornerbacks, which I guess you can continue to get away with if you just keep drafting good cornerbacks. Because they did it with Snead and moved on. They did it with McDuffie and moved on. They've got Jalen Watson now, who is a good cornerback, who they're about to give a payday in free agency. They just keep finding dudes. Now, if they start missing on dudes, it's going to make this kind of awkward. But wild trade, JT. What it sets us up for is the Chiefs to have some ammo to do what they want. Again, if they want to just make a ton of picks and reload with young guys on the defense, they can do that. If they want to use the now pair of first-round picks that they have to get a little frisky, get a little crazy in the first round of the draft, they can do that. And immediately upon this draft trade news coming out, and I tweeted about it like, wow, this is expensive. My mentions were flooded with, oh, the Chiefs are coming up to 4. The Chiefs want Jeremiah Love. Now, Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs has been one of, if not the most popular, besides Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders, has been one of the most popular mock draft pairings because they are picking at 9, and up until the combine, everyone was kind of like, yeah, that feels kind of right for the first running back. Now we're all like, there's no way he's there on the board at 9, right? But he's going to be a top 10 pick. At the combine, he was asked by NBC Sports or somebody, like, what quarterback do you want to play with? And he was like, probably the best quarterback in the league. And y'all know who that is, obviously referring to Patrick Mahomes. So there's been a little wink, wink, nudging back and forth on that front. And the Chiefs, I don't know if you noticed last year, JT, they had Patrick Mahomes on offense, and that's kind of it. We saw we saw firsthand here in Nashville with our own eyeballs what a Patrick Mahomes-less Chiefs offense looks like. And oh boy, it sucked. They've not had a weapon like a Jeremiah Love on their roster since prime Tyreek and Travis Kelce, which is multiple years in the past now. So all of this, I'm filibustering here because I don't want to get your take just yet, because there's an important quote we need to play. This is exactly the kind of thing that you and I have spent the majority of the offseason kind of rolling our eyes at, like the Titans are going to have a trade down from the 4th overall pick. Really? Is that going to be a thing in this draft class? Before we roll our eyes all the way out of our skulls, let's listen to this quote that was brought to my attention by our Chiefs writer here at A to Z Sports, Charles Goldman. This is the second thing that Brett Veach, the GM of the Kansas City Chiefs, said at his combine podium. Pay attention to some of the specific terms he mentions right here in this video.
It's funny, every year when we were picking 31, 32, I'd always say, man, if we were just at 24 or 25, we'd be exactly where we want to be. And now we're at 9. I'm like, man, if we were just at 4 or 5, we'd be exactly where we want to be. So I think every GM kind of has that mindset where, unless you have the first pick, there's a certain element that you can't control, and you have to let the dominoes fall, if you will. But, we're excited. I mean, we don't want to be picking 9 every year, but we're excited to add some young talent to this roster. And I think even more excitingly, those second, third rounds where it felt like years past, day one would end, we'd come in there and there'd be 5 or 6 players, but you knew at 32 in round 2 you wouldn't get them either. So it's not just the first round. I think we have an opportunity to really capitalize here and add a lot of talent throughout the course of the draft weekend.
4 or 5, you say? Convenient mention of the pick that the Titans have. So we'll talk about this, JT. We're going to talk about it in 2 parts, okay? Because you and I and Austin and all of us on this show have been pretty dismissive of a trade possibility for the Titans in the first round. And spoiler, I'm still going to be kind of dismissive about it today. But it's a long time between now and the end of April, that fateful Thursday night. Anything can happen. We saw the first round top 10 trade last year didn't involve a quarterback. So who's to say it couldn't happen again here? We'll talk about the pros and cons of this possibility. But before we get to the Chiefs part of this, our first question is going to be about the Titans in particular. Let's take the Chiefs out of it, just in general. The Titans trading down from 4 with the Chiefs or anybody in the league. Would you be interested? This is our first question for the chat. Would you be interested in the Titans trading down from 4 if the opportunity arose? JT is sending that question in the comments right now. Let us know your interest level in the Titans trading down from 4 if a partner came out of the woodwork. While you all are doing that, let me tell you about our friends at Window Nation, where they are running a deal that apparently is so good, it is redacted from our own advertising knowledge.
Oh, well, hold on. Here we go.
Just coming across the wire here?
We have it.
Oh,
50% off. All
hot
windows.
off the presses. Hot off the presses. 50% off of all window styles. That means if you get 2 windows, you're getting them 1 for 1. If you go and buy 12 windows for your palatial mansion, you're going to get them 6 for 6. And that's an outrage. I told you it's a ridiculous deal. It's going to be a ridiculous deal, JT. Window Nation offers up to 0% interest financing. They let you set up the payment for your new windows so that it's basically like you're paying for Netflix each month. You hardly even notice it hitting your books, but you are going to notice the beautiful windows that are adorning the exterior and interior of your home, the increased property value of your home. All you got to do is call 866-90Nation or go to windownation.com to schedule a fast and free estimate with the pros at Window Nation. You know our boy Austin Stanley loves to rant and rave about the experience that he had firsthand. We're not blowing smoke here. We here at A to Z Sports have done this whole thing firsthand through Austin, and Austin can't say enough nice things about it. So check him out to get 50% off of all window styles in the month of March. Again, call them at 866-90Nation or go to windownation.com.
Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're going to discuss your thoughts on if the Titans had the opportunity to trade down from 4. Would you be interested? And we'll get going here with Pat, who says yes. Tighten Up Tangled says yes. Yes, 100%. Steven says no way. Big says he's interested. Yes. Tall Texan says yes. They need 37 holes
37 filled. On the 53-man roster, you need 37. That feels like a lot. I don't know if that's exactly true.
Not sure what this hieroglyphic is from right-handed MacGyver, but he just says 0 or O. So I don't know what that means in
Caveman
terms
says
of
O.
in terms of an answer there. Chris says no. Eric, yes. Bustin' Diamond says Stone Cold Steve Austin voice. Hell yeah. He would not trade down past 9, 100%
well,
yes.
Good news. The Chiefs are at 9, so fair enough.
Give me the trade back. No. Yes.
Do you think the 9 thing is that because he just likes the idea of it being a single digit top 10 pick, or is there a player in particular that he's like, this guy's not getting past 9? This class does not feel like a class where you're like, you're not getting this guy unless you're at this pick. So I think he just wants a single digit pick.
My philosophy on this is that if you're trading back, there's really no blue chip prospects in this class anyways, besides like a Jeremiah Love or a Caleb Downs or a Sonny Styles, okay. Right? So and so if you move to 9, you're not getting any of them realistically. So then you're just left with pretty decent first round graded players. And so it doesn't really matter at that point.
Okay, well, perhaps a hot take. I think you can absolutely get Caleb Downs at 9 because I think that we devalue safety in the draft, and that's going to happen in some teams. It's going to be here's a way too early prediction. The number 1 approval rating pick on the first night in the first round is going to be whoever ends up with Caleb Downs. Because they're going to get him at like 10 or 12. People are like, wow.
The Bengals.
You got one. Yeah, exactly. You got one of the blue chip picks in this class at that pick. Incredible work. And it will be.
Anyways, GF says yes, but it depends on the compensation. Billy says yes, yes, yes. Trading down to where? No number attached to this. Just are you open to the idea of doing it? Eric, once again, this is not a Chiefs thing alone, as he says, hell no, screw the Chiefs and everyone else. So maybe he just doesn't want to trade down.
Oh.
Bork says yes, but not past 12. So who is going at 12 that he thinks won't be there anymore? Joshua says yes. Gary says hell no. Just
these numbers feel arbitrary to me. Are we just picking numbers?
Not enough talent in this year's draft to justify the trade down.
Hang on, that feels backwards to me. You're saying there's all the talent is in the first 4 picks? Is that what he's saying? To me, when there's not a lot of talent, then I am more willing to make a trade down. Maybe that's just me.
Fair
I also
enough.
disagree with the not enough talent thing. Like, I think what this class lacks in blue chip top 5, top 10 picks, it makes up for with really interesting depth in the first 60 players.
Mm-hmm. No, I think so. I think if you have the opportunity to have 2 first-round picks this year, you're getting 2 starting guys on your team next year.
So is that your answer to the question? You're in?
Maybe we'll get to that here in a second. Gonzo says with the super chat here, we appreciate you. Says unless they're offering a pick swap, they're 29 for the Rams and the 2027 first. Then no.
Huh?
Love is a game changer. Screw the Chiefs. Make them pay. So he's only taking a trade back here if he gets 3 first rounders.
Okay. I mean, this is a vengeance play from Gonzo. He's letting needs to not be personal. This is business, Gonzo.
Exactly.
This is business.
I would agree there. And then also, first of all, King VC also says lock in like the show. We appreciate you there. And Big with the super chat as well says we're learning that besides needing a quarterback, there's no one philosophy to win. The Rams don't draft and develop top picks. The Chiefs don't re-sign cornerbacks. So that kind of goes into my idea here with the trade back. There's no one way to skin a cat, as the saying goes, right? And so
there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Or sorry.
We know you're incredible with sayings.
There's no one way.
Very high hit rate.
There's no one way means it implies that there are multiple ways.
It does, but the thing about sayings is that they're like there is not more than one way to skin a saying. The saying is the saying.
Your sayings are stupid anyways.
They're not mine. You think I came up with that? I appreciate the credit.
They are yours anyways.
Okay.
Okay. My philosophy here is that if there's
rough
a
tension
trade
in the air this morning,
if there's a trade down situation available, I'm always inclined to look into it because especially for a team like the Titans right now that need as many needs as they do, I've never thought that there's going to be a trade. I'd be interested because I don't think it's going to happen.
Agreed.
And if you look at it at this draft, taking Jeremiah Love versus taking maybe 2 defensive starters in the first round, maybe a defensive starter at 9, and then a Casey Concepcion at 29, or a wide receiver there, and getting your wide receiver, your downfield threat, your burner, with another guy that can start on the defensive line or somewhere else, maybe even Caleb Downs, like you said, like Caleb Downs and Casey Concepcion versus Jeremiah Love at 4. I'm inclined to take the 2 starters every day of the week over Jeremiah Love. And that's coming from me, who thinks Jeremiah Love is very, very good.
Yeah, I'm with you that I'm interested in it because I'm not expecting it to be an option for them. A large part of it is because of the quality of the class, and if there was a bona fide blue chip wide receiver or a no-brainer top 3, top 4 edge rusher in this class, I'm trying to think of recent examples. If Marvin Harrison Jr. was in this class, does it change how you feel about trading down from 4? As a prospect, not about what we know about him now.
What was the question again exactly?
If Marvin Harrison Jr. as a prospect was in this class and you
Yes.
thought you had a half decent chance to get, because I think he was the 4th round pick, right, in that year's class.
The 4th overall pick? Yes.
Yeah, not a 4th rounder. Would that change your opinion about potentially trading down?
Probably not, actually.
Okay.
Like, I think that's once again, like, I don't think there was really a opportunity to trade down there for the Cardinals. Because of how the quarterbacks fell in that draft.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in this class, like if the
In
top
this class,
receiver in
okay.
this class was that caliber of prospect,
Okay.
and you, the Titans, could really use a blue chip wide receiver, would you feel differently about trading down if an offer was presented?
Probably yes.
Okay, yeah, that's how I feel, and I'm struggling off the top of my head to think of an example of like a blue chip edge rusher that went at 4, because frankly those guys tend to just go at 1 or 2. But yeah, I can't think of one. Like they all go at 1 or 2. But that's how I feel. If there was a blue chip edge or a blue chip receiver, I probably would feel differently. The question is how much. And the thing that's funny to me is, like, as much as the Titans need help now, I would almost be more inclined to take a trade that moved me back in this year's first and gave me 27 capital, just because of what we're expecting the 2027 draft to look like. But in that same vein, I don't think I said this earlier in the draft season, I would bet we get through this entire draft cycle and nobody moves a 2027 first or second. That's a flag I planted
It's
a couple
not
months
happening.
ago. Well, we got close yesterday because it was the 27th third, and I was like, oh, we're close to touching my declaration of a top 60 pick.
Which would probably be around 95.
I was about to say
100,
that's
right?
hardly a top 100 pick.
It's a back 90s pick, considering we think that the Rams are going all in on another Super Bowl run.
Correct. So I stand by my proclamation that no top 60 first or second round pick in next year's class is going to be moved by anybody this year, except maybe the Falcons. They're the one team I don't trust to do something stupid. Maybe the Falcons do it because they love to
get back into this draft, give up the capital in the better draft to get back into the first in this draft.
Correct. We're all the way back with Matt Ryan. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the actual opportunity that may have arisen here, JT, because that's what the people want to chat about. Kansas City now has the 9th and the 29th overall pick. The Titans have the 4th pick. I wrote an article yesterday at AtoZsports.com where I investigated all of the merits of this, right? And so I think it's time for us to go through the pros and the cons from both teams' perspectives on a potential trade. This is the question we're going to ask. We're keeping it simple because it's kind of a lengthy, wordy question to ask, but I think everyone in the chat knows what we're talking about now. Kansas City sends 9 and 29 to the Titans for 4. Who says no? We're sending that question in the comments right now. Kansas City sends 9 and 29 to the Titans for 4. Who says no? While you all are answering that question, let me tell you about our friends at the Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee. They are the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedics and sports medicine. Check them out at boneandjointtn.org. Whenever you get hurt in life, you have to know who to trust. And the Bone and Joint Institute is who we trust here at A to Z Sports. They are located in Franklin with over a dozen specialists who can help you through any type of injury. They have a state-of-the-art rehab facility on campus to help you with your recovery. They do it all under one roof for your convenience. Clinic, testing, imaging, surgery, and rehab. Schedule an appointment today by going to boneandjointtn.org.
Hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the show and the channel. We appreciate you guys here. Once again, we are asking if the Chiefs offered 9 and 29 for Jeremiah Love, who, by the way, is on his 30 visit right now with the Titans.
Nashville soil.
No, he just posted from inside the Titans building, the new Vanderbilt Health building.
Right, well, which is Nashville soil.
That is true.
That is a little bit more specific, sure.
Yeah, he is in the building right now for the first 30 visit for the Titans.
It's time for my favorite time of year when folks on the line who don't understand how the draft work see those pictures and go, "Don't let him leave the building. Don't let him leave. Kidnap him until the end of April."
Cam Ward was the first 30 visit last year, so
was he the first? Was he?
That's, if I'm reading this correctly, that's what Zach said on Twitter right now.
That sounds right. I'm just
memory serves, Cam Ward was the first in the building, maybe Shadur after the combine last year for his 30 visit. This year it's Jeremiah Love.
So it was a pretty big difference between Cam and Shadur in terms of where they went. So
yeah. Either way,
don't let him leave.
Don't let him leave.
Lock him in the basement.
Would you do this trade? Cap says probably not. Curtis says no. Rooney says no. Tiffany, yes. Cam would want 9 and a 27 first.
Good luck, bud. Good luck.
Make the Chiefs pay up, says David. So
they're going to give you 2 firsts.
Yeah. So. Jamie says no. You need more to go from 9 to 4, 5 spots.
Well, so let's put a pin in this, because in my article yesterday I talked about this, and it is a roughly fair trade with actually a slight Chiefs advantage if you do the pure math of it, which means that historically speaking, we're talking about trades in the top 5 of the draft. The Titans would need a lot more. For the most part, all of the trades in this range strongly favor the team moving down for obvious reasons. You pay a top 5 tax. Now, usually that's because of a blue chip tax, a premium tax, which this draft's a little different. And so from the outside, it's easy for me to say, like, I think that these teams should sometimes take the pride out of the trades and like take a trade that makes sense for you, even though it may not look like you got a fleece on paper. But the reality with these front offices is that they don't take trades in this neighborhood that potentially make them look like pushovers. And I think the Titans would see this and say, no, we need that future third. We need a couple mid-round picks from you. Like this is not enough for us because we're going to look like dunces to the rest of the league. As it stands
right now, according to the Jimmy Johnson trade chart, the Titans, if it was just 4 for 9 and 29, the Titans get the edge by 190 points of value.
Okay, which is the equivalent of what? I did this on a different chart yesterday.
Which is like the equivalent of, let's see, that would be the equivalent of the 80th overall pick in this draft.
Okay, so the Jimmy chart likes it a little bit more. Even so, I think if you go back and like do the math on the Jimmy chart with the last 10 picks that involved, or the last 10 trades that involved a top 5 pick, I guarantee all of them are a bigger advantage to the team moving down than that. That's just how it goes. Like, think about what we saw last year for the 2nd overall pick and what that trade netted the Browns.
Yeah.
A lot more than the 80th overall pick.
Here's why I think that it's probably not going to happen, and this was going to be my take. And Iron City Film comes here and says, the Chiefs. Do we really think Brett Veach gets that capital and then that he needs for a retool on the defense, he needs for offensive players, and goes up and trades those picks to take a running back at 4? Okay. Like, sure. I'll excuse the Titans taking a non-premium position at 4. But I draw the line at trading up to take the non-premium position at 4. That's where I draw the line here. And that's kind of my answer, right? Like, if I'm the Titans, I'm taking this every day, because if someone's crazy enough to give you 9 and 29 to come up and get a running back here, that GM
or by the way, we're talking about it just being Love. True. It could be the last edge on the board too.
The last edge, correct. It could be really anything. And that maybe changes the math, but like, let's say it is for Love. Like, that would be the funniest thing ever to happen, and like would raise some major questions about draft philosophy and what we're doing with the draft and how we value the position. But I think that's the only real outcome there where I see it making sense for the Chiefs. Like, if let's say Bain or Reese is there at 4 and the Chiefs come calling, they're coming up for one of those guys. It's not because they're coming up for Jeremiah Love.
Think so.
I think so.
Because Troy says, imagine a world where the Titans move down and still get Bain at 9 and profit.
It could happen, right? Could. I don't think that's going to. I have a hard time seeing any of those edge rushers getting past 7 for the Commanders.
But
like, it could happen still. I just
let me ask you this. So our answer to who says no is the Chiefs, right? We agree on this.
Who says no? The Chiefs.
Yes.
Yes, correct. Unless it's for an edge rusher, like that makes sense to me. Like if they think that this is the alpha edge rusher of the class, like Arvell Reese is the set it and forget it. I could see that
If he's somehow there at 4.
yes,
Right, which we're not expecting.
which I could see that happening. Like then the Chiefs say yes.
I was
Maybe.
surprised by how many folks in the comments said the
No.
Titans say no to this, because I think the Titans say yes to it 10. It should say yes to it 10 times out of 10. Let me talk through, because I wrote this article. I went through every perspective. Here are, if we're trying to make it make sense, here's why it makes sense to the Chiefs. And you stop me wherever to give your thoughts on these bullet points, okay? Number 1, like I mentioned earlier, this roster has not had an offensive weapon like Jeremiah Love since prime Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. If the Kansas City front office deems Love a truly elite offensive prospect who can contribute in both the run and pass game, they could convince themselves to go get their guy. On the other side of the coin, perhaps the trade-up would be for who they think is a dominant edge rusher, who is fundamentally a great cornerstone to rebuild a defense around. That side of the ball needs a lot of work. Chris Jones is not going to be around forever. So whoever is left over from Ruben Bain, David Bailey, and Arvell Reese, maybe that's their guy. Also, there is a full free agent cycle ahead of us, and the Chiefs are, we know this is in the paper. Go read the paper. They are on the prowl for running back and edge. They need it badly. The competition for those two positions is pretty crowded, right? The Titans are another team that are in that exact same situation. If the Chiefs miss out on their top targets, a draft trade maybe becomes the move. And finally, Mike Borgonzi's your guy, man. That's your boy. Born and raised. He flew the nest, he flew the coop, and he's looking to prosper in Tennessee. You want to see him do well. And it's always easier to get a deal done with your friends. So, get a deal done with your boy. That's why it makes sense for the Chiefs. Okay, here's why it makes sense for the Titans. Obviously, this team has a million holes, and they need valuable swings to fill them. Gives you 2 swings in the first round for the first time since... JT, do you know this? I'll be impressed if you know this. I'm not expecting you to know this.
For the Titans?
Yeah, last time they had 2 swings in the first round.
Was that the Corey Davis and Dory Jackson?
Bang! Nailed it.
Dory Jackson?
Nailed it. Yes,
Is that their second
2017. 100%. 100%. And then we know that the Borgonzi Brinker front office, their stated goal of 12 top 100 picks in a 3-year span. This would help achieve that. I still don't know how they plan on doing that, because what are we up to so far? They had 3 of them last year, and right now they're scheduled to have 3 more. Mm-hmm. So they're on pace to be 3 shy of that goal. I don't know where they're going to get. Again, keep an eye on a second round trade this year to turn it into 4 this year, and then
we're a little bit more on track.
Or you do what Austin did in the mock draft that he wasted our time with yesterday that he sent us, where he made 12,000 picks because he traded back in the first round 3 times. He's just making stuff up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we talked about how it lacks blue chip talent, and trading down would make more sense because you're not really missing out on a blue chipper. So that's why it makes sense. Okay, those are the bullet points for yes. Here are all the bullet points for no. And again, feel free to stop me wherever here, JT.
I'll stop you there real quick, because I do think that that 12 top 100 picks thing is kind of fizzled into the background, but it still stays very I feel like we've lost sight of that a little bit.
I keep it right here in my brain, just off to the side.
Yeah, because I do think that no matter if the Titans were to go to the Super Bowl this year, no matter where they are, even if they're really bad again this upcoming year, if they're great, Mike Borgonzi doesn't really care, because I think that to him is a little in Madden you have these extra season objective lists you get for bonuses. This is his bonus. He wants to check that off. He wants to complete the challenge, I guess.
Return 3 punts for a touchdown this season.
But that's how the Chiefs, you're looking at the Chiefs do it right now, right? You're looking at them trading players to get extra picks, continue to build these top 12 top 100 picks over year over year, over a 3-year period. That's what you're kind of seeing the Chiefs do right now. I could see the Titans wanting to do that. And how do you do that? An opportunity like this. I think I think you look at this and say, there's definitely a world where because for Mike Borgonzi's sake, as much as a running back and that blue chip running back would help out, or even an edge rusher, I continue to talk about the amount of holes that the Titans have. Like, and I do once again say, like, bring back this question. Like, and this maybe is a question we do at a different time, but like if the Titans were to trade back from Jeremiah Love at 4 and then say take, who knows, like a Caleb Downs, a Mansour Delane. Like, what if they go cornerback at 9 then? Like, what if Carnell Tate's there at 9 and you say that? And then go in the back half of the first round and take an Akeem Mesidor or one of those guys. Like, and then you're able to get these two guys who you're outside of that top 5 threshold that we're kind of pigeonholing a lot of these guys into and maybe skewing our idea of them. But then when you get outside of that, you kind of take the glasses off, right? The rose-colored glasses of a top 5 pick come off, and it looks like better value. You're muted.
I said, agreed.
Okay.
Let's get to the reasons why this doesn't make sense. And then this is not scheduled for today, but I do want to discuss the Alec Pierce thing because that's still ringing in my brain as I'm seeing some comments mention it. To Drew's point, I heard City Film in the chat. The whole point of this McDuffie trade, it seems, is to retool the defense, right? Yes. They're building up a war chest. I don't think that war chest is an effort to go and trade up for somebody, although it is impossible to ignore that, again, second overall comment made by Brett Veach at his podium. Kind of strange for him to be like, we're at 9. I'd love to be at 4 or 5.
Yes,
it's a pretty aggressive, explicit thing to say. So it's a thing. It's a thing. Alex Pierce, where Easton was wrong. Well, you can't even get his name right, so go away.
Alex Pierce.
Yeah, that's a tough look for you, Zedian. And also, he's not on a different team yet, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we'll get to the fraud watch in a minute. Hold your horses, chat. Down, boy. We'll get to this. I don't see that, and I especially don't see it for a running back because where did Mike Borgonzi come from? The Kansas City Chiefs, born and bred, spent a decade plus there, learning their ways. What do we know about Mike Borgonzi? What do I know about him? The rest of you seem to have forgotten that he values process, he values premium positions, and he's not one to flippantly go off the beaten path and take non-premium players with premium picks. And that's not to say that he's taking Jeremiah Love off his board. Jeremiah Love is literally in his office right now. So he's considering it, okay? My point is, if he does that kind of thing, I am so certain that in his heart, it makes him uncomfortable. It is a lesser of two evils kind of thing. Now, Jeremiah Love is an awesome player, and whoever drafts him, no matter where they draft him, is going to ultimately be happy once the sunk cost element of it is behind you and you forget what you paid for him. You're going to be stoked to have that guy on your team. But right now, where it's all theory and process, you must consider the value here. That's what the Chiefs are. Like, what we know about Mike Borgonzi is what the Chiefs are to a T. So I just don't see them doing that. I also don't think the Chiefs roster is, unlike the Rams where they felt like they're a cornerback away, this Chiefs roster is not an edge rusher or a running back away from being as good as they need to be. Again, did we all watch what this team turned into? I mean, holy Cinderella turning into a pumpkin moment for the Chiefs last year. The moment 15 went down. 15. I mean, there was an argument to be made that 15 was the MVP of the league last year, based purely on the fact that he was holding that thing together with bubblegum and super glue and duct tape last year. I mean, he was like the Spider-Man in front of the train. That was him desperately trying to keep the Chiefs train from rolling off the tracks last season, and then he I guess died like Spider-Man does in that movie. Spoiler. and the Chiefs train went promptly off the tracks. So I just don't see it at all. Also, the free agent pool, like what I'm stoked about for next week, JT, is all of I hear everyone, ourselves included, talk about this draft and like what's going to happen this week. And then I consider the things that could happen.
Everything is going to change in a week. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Like I feel like for the Titans, for everybody, everything we think we know right now, let's revisit in 9 days' time and see how we feel about it, because I'm going to guess it's a whole lot different than how we feel right now. And the Chiefs again, they need edge running back. There's a pretty rich pool of options in free agency for both of those things. The other thing that's funny to me is what happened the last time the Chiefs drafted a first-round running back. Do you remember this, JT? It was the 32nd overall pick.
I do. Where did he play it? Where did he play college?
LSU, right?
Yes, he did. You're right.
CEH, what's he up to these days?
They drafted him ahead of Jonathan Taylor, if I remember.
They did. They did. And it went awesome. It went great. To Big's point, nobody was thinking running back a week ago in Easton's defense. This is true. Listen, it's the flavor of the week. That's how draft season goes. It's silly season.
Everything is going to change or nothing's going to change.
No, it's going to be everything.
We're going to
may be everything in a way that we circle all the way back to what we thought in the first place.
We're still jingling the keys in front of the baby next week. It's all up front.
You're right. I forgot. No, here's my I shouldn't say this. This is flippant of me, but I'm going to say it anyways. My official prediction for the Titans next week. This is my official curmudgeon opinion. Okay, I hope that I'm wrong about this. My gut tells me that they spend big on a center and then just kind of hang out.
Okay.
Tyler Linderbaum, everybody, and then they just chill
of the week. So maybe we do this right here.
I'll start going to do this again tomorrow, I'm sure. But
yeah, I'll give my 2 cents.
Maybe also Wandale. Maybe Wandale.
We talked about this yesterday. You have 115 million right now. Mm-hmm. If assuming they cut Snead, which by the way has not happened yet. So what's going on?
So I was thinking about this yesterday too, because they're we're getting to the point where if you follow, if you have notifications turned on for NFL news throughout the day, all day, you're getting trickles of this rando was tendered. This rando was released. This rando is seeking a trade. The folks that you expect to be on the cutting room floor, that news is coming out. And I keep thinking where's the Snead one? Where's the Snead one? At what point, JT, are we going to officially rethink the Snead situation? If we get to the end of Monday and he's still a Titan, are we all kind of sitting around
yeah, I don't. We'll see, man. It's gonna be tough.
No. Where's the line? Where's the line that we have to make it a show topic? I think if by Tuesday morning we're planning this show and Snead's still a Titan, we're gonna be talking about it.
I think that's fair. Yeah. Once again, DJ silences. So we just sit on money that we have to spend. Listen, that. We talked about this yesterday. I think people think that the Titans have way more money than they actually want to spend. Because
people expect them to spend more than they plan on spending.
Yes. I think people look at that big, and that's because we also are putting Jeff's extension in there. That hasn't happened. A Peter Skoronski extension. That has not happened. So right now they still are under $100 million. 15
the Snead
of
that hasn't happened.
Snead cut that hasn't happened. 15 I'll be so let's say they have 98 right now?
We'll start here. 47-ish of it goes to the draft class.
47?
Yeah.
Okay.
Based on the picks they have right now.
So what is that? That means 50-ish?
Well, so hang on. Hang on.
I don't think you're right on that.
No, so 47 of what they're required to spend. The 90 that was misinformation on my part. The 94 number is post the 47-ish for the draft class.
Yes.
So, but to the point of how much they have to spend is what I was trying to say. They have to spend a little bit north of $50 million this year. Mm-hmm. 47 of that requirement, which is baked into the 94 number, is draft class.
You're making sense now. You're making a little bit more sense. So even then, we think that the line right now for what they want to go into after free agency with is around 35 million, right?
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
So that gives them 60-ish million-ish.
If they get to the end of March and it's the Titans now have $7 million of cap space, I'll just be floored. There's just no way.
Okay.
There's just no way.
So we'll say,
wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, I would. I'll move that line down to 30 just for the sake of the game right here. So that is 66 million or so to play with in free agency. And
how much did they have last year? I'm going to look this up.
And Connor McGovern is going to take 20 of that. Okay, you have 46. You're going to get Wandale. Let's say that's 16. You're down to 30.
No, well, hang on. Are you're not backloading these contracts at all?
I'm just saying, I'm trying to give a picture of, like, I don't think, because people continue to be like, we're getting 2 corners, we're getting McGovern, we're getting Wandale, we're getting a linebacker, we're getting another guy. Like that, I just don't think it's going to happen.
I think they're going to sign a bunch of guys.
Not high, not like the top guys, though.
Correct. I think they're going to sign like 19 dudes. And you're going to be like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
I just think we need to temper our expectations on what happens next week.
I agree. So they went into, was it really that little? Did they go into last year with like 25 million in cap space? There's just no way.
That sounds right.
Really? Am I
Clayton says I'm being
this?
negative. I'm just being realistic. What is realistic? What is being negative about saying that your team is not going to sign literally every top of the market guy? Because it's just not happening.
Okay, so that was wrong. The Titans went into last offseason with roughly $50 million in cap space. So like around half. And they still had a decent chunk of rollover from that. Now it's a different situation. They have more holes to fill. They've created more holes for themselves to fill. So I don't know. We've kind of gotten off the beaten path. We have like 10 minutes left in the show. Do we want to spend it talking about Alec Pierce and then go to trivia?
Sure.
All right. So again, I'm not going to step all the way on the toes of this because this is going to be a topic again tomorrow or Monday or something. Yesterday, Alec Pierce went on every NFL player's favorite PR spin show, Up and Adams, which is not a knock at Kay Adams at all. She does a great job and she knows her role. And he was talking like a real wide receiver one, this guy. He was making it pretty clear that, without saying it, the Colts screwed this up. We all know that the Colts monumentally screwed this up. Chris Ballard, name a thing Chris Ballard's good at. I'll wait.
Keeping his job.
You know what? I stand corrected. He is fantastic at keeping his job. Somehow, some way. I don't know. So you played the clip earlier of me during, and that clip is far from the only time on this show that I have said that thing, but it's the most recent time that I said it. When I was arguing with our friend Joe DeLeon about how I did not think Alec Pierce was going to be available, that I am certain he's going to be a Colt. And yesterday, the news cycle after that show, combined with the fact that the Colts transition tagged Daniel Jones, which means that they can't put a tag on Pierce, which means they can't guarantee that Pierce is with them the way that we were thinking they might with the tag, has brought everybody to this point where they're like, Alec Pierce is going to go somewhere else. He's going to make $30+ million a year. The Colts screwed it up, and Easton's on fraud watch. And you know what? Fair is fair. I am currently on fraud watch. That being said, it's only a fraud watch. It's not a fraud confirmation. It's not a, what is it with watches and war? Yeah, so with tornadoes, right? A tornado watch means we're on the lookout. A tornado warning means there is a tornado. We found it.
We're on Alec Pierce watch. We're
on Easton fraud watch. We're not on Easton fraud warning. Okay, fraud warning comes the moment, if that moment ever arrives, that Alec Pierce is not a Colt. I am tripling down. I am 12 toes down, JT. I am growing genetic deformities on my feet to go an additional 2 toes down on Alec Pierce. Was always and is going to be a Colt. This is clearly a financial leverage move to me. If you've heard Alec Pierce talk, like something I saw yesterday a lot from Colts like writers and folks that were familiar with Alec Pierce is like, they're like, I'm not sure I've ever seen this white boy move like this. What's he doing on this show? Talking all crazy, like he's talking about how many targets he's going to get next year. Kay Adams is like cheekily bringing up the Titans and the Patriots and these teams you could go to, and he's like talking glowingly of these teams and like I'd love to play for them. This is his agent being like, boy, get in there and make the Colts nervous.
His agent basically was on the show yesterday.
Yes. Yeah, that's my point. Is the Colts foolishly opened the door for Alec Pierce to have way more leverage than they needed to give him. And he and his agent are wisely using that leverage. We have also heard, this is being buried by the fact that everyone thinks he's gone. We have heard about how Alec Pierce is a big Daniel Jones guy, how he values his situation. And he knows, I think he knows what the rest of us know in our hearts, that he's a very good receiver and can be an elite receiver in the right situation, but his receiving profile is a pretty volatile one that I don't think would be at its best in every situation. Like I think he could go to the wrong situation and as a very good receiver be a disappointment based on what he's going to get money-wise, because I don't think he fits everywhere, JT. And I think he knows that he fits perfectly with Shane Steichen and Daniel Jones. I'm not saying he wouldn't work anywhere else. Like, everyone's talking about the Patriots. And I would be lying if I said Drake May wouldn't be a pretty daggum ideal situation for. I mean, just Drake May just hanging that gorgeous deep ball out there and letting Alec Pierce get it would be.
There's a better situation than that, even.
Okay, it's not the Titans, so where is it?
No, it's just a little south of the Patriots.
Just a little south of the Patriots.
Southwest.
Southwest of the Patriots? The Philadelphia Eagles?
No, just a little bit. So you go Massachusetts, and then you go to the states below it, and then you go right there towards the border to where Mr. Allen resides.
Oh, I see. Now that would be interesting, wouldn't it? I've not heard anything about that, but
really,
I've not seen a lot of
people have been.
Have they?
People have been. I mean, look at the chat. Buffalo, the Bills.
Clearly, my feed has been feeding.
We were doing the Justin Herbert if he had this thing with Josh Allen this year. Like, I remember, like in week 7 or week 8, we were like, if Josh Allen had Alec Pierce, man, it'd be over right now. So,
okay, well, I get it. The Easton's on fraud watch. Again, everyone's jumping the gun a little bit because, like, I had people in my comments being like, "Easton, you were wrong again." I'm like, he's still a Colt. Everyone saw the news yesterday and thought he's just like officially gone. Did I miss something? Did he sign with another team? No. So, do you actually think that he's gone now that we know what we know?
I think so.
Okay. I think you don't think yesterday was just a leverage play.
I think it was, and it's going to get him that leverage. Like, I think it's going to get him a contract somewhere else.
Well, a place we didn't mention, by the way, is the Raiders.
Yep.
Who there's been buzz on that as well. I could see that happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I started this earlier. Yeah, Bork says, if they announce a Pierce signing, the Colts, between now and midnight Sunday, we are never going to hear the end of it from Easton. This is true. And guess what? If Pierce signs somewhere else between, well, literally ever, I guess, then I am never going to hear the end of it from you people. Because I will officially wave the white flag on underestimating the Colts' ability to screw this up royally. Because I think we all agree that the Colts messed this up. They messed this up. They should have prioritized Alec Pierce by the way, I don't think they were going to. I don't think Alec Pierce would have ever gotten a deal done if he didn't know who his quarterback was going to be in Indianapolis. That's the problem. They could have tagged him against his will. This is my point. My point is that I think objectively they should have franchise tagged Pierce, called the bluff of Daniel Jones, and said, "Go find a better situation for yourself. Go see who wants to pay the guy coming off a late season Achilles that we're not even sure he's a good quarterback when he's healthy."
Yes,
because I think you would have been able to win pretty easily the market for Daniel Jones, injured, questionable Daniel Jones. The Alec Pierce market's a way harder market to compete in. Way harder.
Correct.
So, dumb Chris Ballard is my conclusion.
Fair enough.
We have some super chats. Do we want to get to those?
Sure. I said
Like
yes. Oh, okay. You want me to do them?
Well, I was just going to let you because you tell me the super chat guy.
I didn't give him enough flowers, but lock in like the show.
Thank you,
from King BC. Stanley Lomax says yes for the 9th/29th and a 5th for number 4 and Will Levis.
Every theoretical Titans trade this offseason, you will find somebody finding a way to, like, what if we throw Will in there too?
Yes, I agree.
What do the Chiefs want Will Levis for?
To start the season and go 5-0 until Patrick Mahomes.
Wouldn't that be a kick in the pants? He goes there and, like, is awesome to start the year.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Style. I root for it.
The last thing I'll say on this before Monday show, and I'll leave everybody on a rage-baiting cliffhanger, is I agree with Ann, is that the team fired a GM for literally doing what everyone in the chat is demanding they do in free agency, and that's where I'll leave it. We just how quickly we forget. How quickly
as long as Mike
forget.
Borgonzi is not apparently playing Candy Crush on the plane, then he might be all right.
He's playing Farmville instead.
It's still some of the most heinous allegations ever. I'm not even saying they're wrong. I'm not saying one way or the other. It's just a crazy story.
Yeah. All right. Sports trivia.
Sports trivia. By the way, did we get? I just want to make sure did we miss this super chat or did we do this?
No, we did that.
Okay, did we do this one?
Yes.
Okay, so many regular chats and super chats. I lose track of which ones are.
Also, I just saved this. Ann is so right. The Buffalo is northwest of Foxborough, not south.
That's what was confusing me because I was like,
I thought never mind.
I was deferring to you, New Jersey guy, to know Northeast geography more than I.
Dog,
so
once you get up to Vermont and New Hampshire and Massachusetts,
it's all the same.
It's just one big thing. Who cares?
That's why
it's like Maine.
Patriots. They didn't even bother to claim a state.
It's like Maine and then a clump and then New York.
A Maine and then a bunch of businesses and white people.
And
then... yeah. Okay. All right. Are we ready to do some sports trivia?
I think we are.
All right. I'm sharing my screen now.
The thing here. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh. Golf.
Oh, now I'm really on fraud watch because this is my territory. Crap. Now I'm nervous. All right.
Bustin says he's setting the over under at 3 flat. Lock in, man.
3 flat. No, Orlando's correct. 4.5 is appropriate. 3 flat. How many times in the history of the show have we gone under 3? We can count them on one hand.
All right.
Here we go. NFL. After 5 years in the NFL and a Pro Bowl season for this 2025 NFC team, offensive lineman Drew Dahlman has decided to retire. Bears.
Chicago. Where's the question here?
Yeah.
Oh, for this NFC team. Okay, yeah.
I was just making sure it wasn't a trick question. Cool. History. Revolucion Libertadora something. Guerrero Sucia were Civil War. Okay. These guys were Civil War / coups in the South. This question sucks. In this South American country in the 1900s. So what is this person and this revolution?
Those are just two. That's just two civil wars.
Right,
that's not a person.
Oh,
by the way,
Guerrero Sucia was a civil war. All right, sick. Anyways, that was tough. After a Nickelodeon run, Amanda Bynes moved into her teen years as the lead of this WB sitcom from 02 to 06.
Bro,
I know who Amanda Bynes is.
I do too.
A WB sitcom?
Amanda show? I thought the Amanda show was on Nickelodeon. What I Like About You? Sure.
That sounds more appropriate. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Michael Keaton played Batman again in this 2023
The Flash.
You and I saw that movie together.
We did. It was
Incredible
great.
film. Incredible. All the crazy I did tonight, and it's getting late, but I don't mind, are lyrics from this 09 David Guetta and Kid Cudi song.
I feel like I have it on the top of my tip of my tongue. It's getting late, but I don't mind. Memories? Sure. I don't remember that song, I guess.
I'm sure we'd recognize it. Mountain Dew Berry Blast is a drink exclusive to this major sit-down chain. I mean, I know Taco Bell has all the weird Mountain Dews.
Chili's
has a exclusive Mountain Dew deal?
It's a sit-down place, so it's got to be one of those type of places.
Major sit-down chain. Good point.
Applebee's? I feel like that could be right as well.
Applebee's 100%. All right, we'll trust you. Golf in 99. Oh, and now I'm lost. The world #1 golf ranking switched multiple times between Tiger Woods and This American Golfer and 01 Open Championship.
Mickelson?
Winner. I mean, is it Phil? Is this an obvious one?
I feel like this is Phil. You're the guy.
Well, yeah, but I was 01. I was 1.
Duval?
Maybe. I don't think so. I think it's Phil. Yeah, let's go Phil. Sick. All right, well,
Anna's
NBA.
right. Anna's so right, probably.
Is it Duval? Dadgummit. It was, yeah. Samuel D'Alembert started 491 games for this Eastern Conference team from 01 to 2010 and averaged double-double in 08. Fraud watch. Guys, I was 1 year old. Okay, it's Duval. I got it. Sure. Sixers. All right. Celeb mashup. Ew. Is that Vanessa Hudgens in the middle?
Yes. I'll wait for Ann to confirm, but
And then on the outside, I recognize this guy. Crap. Oh, he's on the tip of my tongue.
He's got a big forehead.
Yeah, it is Dennis Quaid. Yep. It totally is.
I don't even know who Duval is.
David Duval. Very good golfer.
Hey, we did
Not in my age wheelhouse, I'm afraid. The dad and the parent trap. Good call. All right, well, hey, what was the time on that?
I think it was sub 4.
It was sub 4. Dadgum, if I just listened to Ann.
Yep. Hey,
can I get a golf question that's not from when I was crawling, please?
Listen, I redeemed myself with 2010's Mets knowledge.
Yesterday.
You're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to do it.
If you give me a 2010s golf question, I probably could have I'm familiar with the 2010s in golf.
Yeah.
Where you lose me is the beginning of Tiger's career. It's annoying.
Well,
I'd like to revisit the fact. Hang on. Do we really think somebody at Barstool wrote this question, or did they? This is AI. Imagine someone in a Barstool office sitting down and be like, "Yeah, let's talk about a pair of Argentinian Civil War coups."
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Definitely AI.
That was Tiger's prime. It was the very beginning of his prime, but it was also the beginning of his
said
career. His
Easton
career
beat me
began
at the
in
woman
his prime.
mashup, which we're
what?
shaking off you beat Ann to the punch on the woman in the mashup, which the rust is being shaken off. It's okay.
Well, JT and I are right in the wheelhouse to be extremely versed in the High School Musical era of Vanessa.
Where
Hudgens,
where were you when High School Musical dropped on that Friday night on Disney Channel?
I think it was 2006, and I believe I was watching it with my cousins, but it was a big deal. Yeah,
it was a big deal.
And then they made 2 more of them.
They made 3 more of them.
No, they didn't.
There is a High School Musical 4.
No, there isn't.
We can.
Well, what's the plot? There's the country club one, which is number 2. And then number 3 is the one where they're graduating and it's back at the school and stuff. And it was a big movie
it's High School Musical, the series with Olivia
Rodrigo. The TV show that has none of the original people. That's not High School Musical 4, you dope.
That's literally, I look it up and that's what comes up.
Yeah, because guess what isn't in there anywhere? High School Musical 4. It's a TV show spinoff. You're right. That is the beginning of Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah. I didn't watch it at all, but I heard it was fine. 6
seasons in a movie. Still waiting. So,
okay.
If you know, you know.
All right. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Let's get out of here. It'll be me and Austin tomorrow. Is that right?
Yep.
So. Austin and I tomorrow talking.
Actually, the boss isn't here. We could go for another hour just talking about random stuff.
Yeah. The thing is that I don't.
We have work to do.
Yeah, we do have work to do. So we're gonna go do that.
Oh,
y'all enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Buck Rising tonight with Primetime. Austin and I tomorrow morning show, same place, same time. Like the show on your way out. We appreciate y'all. Goodbye.